Introduction. Body movements occur with the close coordination between the muscles and bones. The body of all higher animals is supported by a bony framework called skeleton. A skeleton protects the internal organs and provides strength to the muscles. Human body and its movement. Our body is capable of doing many movements. Some are circular movement of shoulder whenever we try to bowl a cricket ball, bending movement of leg at the knee and arm at below, rotational movement of leg at hip, stretching movement of arm and leg sideways. Hard structures of our body like fingers, hands, legs, etc. are called bones, while flexible structures in the ear and nose are called cartilage. Joints. The point where two bones meet is called a joint. Joints are of following types. Ball and socket joints. In these joints, the rounded end of one bone fits into the hollow space of the other bone. Such a kind of joint allows movement in all the directions. It is the most movable of all joints. Example, the joint between the upper arm and the shoulder, the thigh and hip. Pivotal joint. The joint where our neck joins the head is a pivotal joint. This type of joint allows movements in many planes. That is, it allows us to bend our head forward and backward and turn the head to our right or left. Joints. Hinges allow movements only in one plane like a door hinge. In case of human body, hinge joints are present in fingers, knee, elbow and wrist. Joints. There are some bones in head that are joined together at some places. Such joints are called fixed or immovable joints. Example, joints in the skull. Partially movable joints. They allow partial movement, as can be seen in the case of vertebral column, where one vertebra meets another. Sliding joints. These joints allow only a limited amount of movement, which is also due to the sliding nature of cartilage. In these movements, the two bones slide over each other. For example, the movements in the backbone, ankle and wrist. Skeleton. All the bones in our body form a framework to give a shape to our body. This is called skeleton. It is made up of many pieces of bones and cartilage. It gives support to the body and protects the inner delicate organs. Pelvic bones. The structure on which our body rests is made of pelvic bones. Muscles. Muscles are a mass of contractile fibers or cells capable of contracting and relaxing to produce movement. Muscles are attached to the skeleton by tendons, and most of them work in pairs. A muscle can only pull, it cannot push. Of animals. 1. Earthworm. During movement, the earthworm first extends the front part of the body, keeping the rear portion fixed to the ground. Then it fixes the front end and releases the rear end. It then shortens the body and pulls the rear end forward. Repeating such muscle expansions and contractions, the earthworm can move through the soil. The earthworm has a large number of tiny bristles, which help to get a good grip on the ground to enable the earthworm to move. 2. Snail. A snail carries a rounded structure on its back, which is called the shell. It is the outer skeleton of the snail, but is not made of bones. The shell is hard, flexible and has an opening with a lid. It cannot help in movement, but it protects the soft body of the animals. Cockroach. Cockroaches have 3 pairs of legs. These help in walking. The body is covered with a hard outer skeleton. This is made of different units joined together and permits movement. Birds. Birds fly in the air and walk on the ground. Some of them can also swim in water. The birds can fly because their bodies are well suited for flying. The bones of the hind limbs are typical for walking and perching. The breastbones are modified to hold muscles of flight, which are used to move the wings up and down. 5. Fish. Head and tail of the fish are smaller than the middle portion of the body. The shape is such that water can flow around it easily and allow the fish to move in water. The skeleton of the fish is covered with strong muscles. Fish swims by moving body and tail from side to side. 6. Snake. Due to the length, snake has more ribs and vertebrae. Therefore, it is very flexible during locomotion. The snake's body curves into many loops. Each loop of the snake gives it forward push by pressing against the ground. Since its long body makes many loops and each loop gives it this push, the snake moves forward very fast and not in a straight line. To remember, bone. It is formed from a tissue which forms individual structures within the body. Cartilage. Flexible tissue lining the joints and found in other parts of the body. Cells. Building blocks of life. Skull. The part of the skeleton enclosing the brain and surrounding the sense organs of the head. Tendons. Strong fibers which attach muscles to the bones. Pivotal joint. The joints like where our neck joins the head.